I don't know what to do with Disney Plus, honestly. You know, like I say it should be the blade inside Hulu, and it should be from a purely financial standpoint, but optically that would be bad. I don't know what you do anymore with Disney Plus, given that they've wiped out Star Wars and Marvel, and those are, I mean, like, I don't know how you save face on it now.
Right.
It's got half the subscribers as Netflix, and it's stalled.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Disney's had a series of times where it's had to take its lumps. This is the time to take your lumps. You built a inefficient mousetrap. Everybody else's was better, and buying everybody else's mousetrap and trying to claim it as your own isn't the right solution.
Okay, hang tight then. Hang tight. Culture. At the risk of starting an entirely new segment that we don't have planned, what would happen to the Disney stock tomorrow if they said, we're shutting down Disney Plus, all the content, we've made a deal with Netflix, they're going to host it, we have no expenses, it's just revenue, Netflix is going to have a Disney tab in it, and everything we have on Disney Plus is going to be there. Thank you, good night, we're running Hulu now.
That would be smart business, except I don't know why Netflix would buy any of that content.
Yeah, I think the Netflix would jump all over the deal. Sorry, Jonas, I think they would, because
what would happen to the Disney stock? How would investors respond to that tomorrow?
Institutional investors would likely, shrug it off. There would be a section of investors that'd be confused, but overall, if you're in pure pursuit of profit, I don't see how the stock. I mean, I wouldn't change my position in Disney. I mean, I can only speak for what I would do. I wouldn't give anybody any advice, on how to go, about investing after that, because you never want to listen to a YouTuber about, stock advice. But I think that they really wouldn't. It wouldn't be much reaction, Pro. And if it did, it would calm down. It would be like, announcing a tariff of 25%. 2 days later, after the AP is fed through its, fear mongering. They wouldn't have anything else to talk about. Stock would recover. The only thing that really seems to push the stock price around for Disney investors is the quality of the salesmanship of the bologna sausage that Iger spits during a quarterly call.
I just have to point out the only way that this works, because Disney Plus is Bob Iger's baby, is for it to be paired with the announcement of a new CEO, and it would be in the best interest of the company, I think, to do.
What would happen though, Jonas? You had the luxury of having some time to think about that. What happens if Disney? They're not going to do this, by the way. We're totally in theory here, but if Disney said we're going to run Hulu, like we're ESPN and Hulu, we're going to keep running that. Maybe we're going to put some Disney Plus stuff on Hulu now. But all that Disney Plus content is going into a blade inside Netflix. No expenses, just profit for us. What happens to the stock?
Right. Well, first of all, that would be Disney, a $200 billion company, renting their content out to a $500 billion company. And Netflix is good for the money. I'll say that. The content would also have much more visibility on Netflix, because as the numbers bear out over and over and over again, Netflix actually has an audience. Just being on Netflix provides more of an audience than Disney doing a $200 million marketing push.
Would that fix a big problem with the flywheel too, then?
It would, because there would be exposure on these brands, and they could live or die according to whether or not people watched them. So if Disney wanted to put Encanto on Netflix, that would be excellent exposure.
Huge win
for Encanto.
Huge win.
And I get it that it would be Iger falling on his own sword if Iger did it. But if the next CEO came in and made a radical change like that right off the bat, it would be saying that they mean business, as opposed to just kissing Bob Iger's rear in an attempt to get the job. Because if that's also paired with a restoration at the parks, that would be a Eisner to Iger level of difference there. And I don't think that the board of directors would be okay with that right now. They want everything to look stable. They want everything to be totally fine. But what Disney needs is a swift kick in the pants, and they have spent tens of millions of dollars to avoid getting that swift kick in the pants with the Nelson Peltz fight. So,
billions of dollars were shoveled into Disney minus. We can all agree on that.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think with the announcement, Jonas, and wouldn't you see it this way? If they announced a new partnership with Netflix that allowed us to basically bring Disney Plus to Netflix directly, that they could even fake host for a little while Disney Plus on their side, but would just be all, essentially Netflix providing, the back end for as long as they did. I think you could go about making that amount, say, hey, we've decided, it's better, it's in the best pursuit of whatever bologna sausage Bob wants to sell, that we're partnering with Netflix and our entire catalog is shifting to Netflix. And over the course of the next year, you'll be able to watch your favorite Disney Plus thing through Netflix or on Disney Plus via Netflix until eventually everybody just becomes Netflix. Wouldn't that be the right way to go
charging
about it?
Charging an additional amount to say, yeah, you get Disney Plus on Netflix,
And Netflix.
or Disney content on Netflix. And there apparently is an audience for some of that. Forgive me for saying it, woke garbage. There.
You serious, Clark?
Also, if Disney is not hosting all that Disney Plus stuff, it's off of their servers and whatever. And then you can bring it back over to Hulu. Why is it that they put like a season or two of Grey's Anatomy over on Netflix and then put the rest on Hulu? Well, it's because it gets more exposure over there on Netflix.
Hulu's great for live delivery, and that's where everybody in the tech sector's moving their streaming services to, is live delivery, live events, sports, such, and then the like. I'm sorry, it just makes more sense. So if I were going to go ahead,
and then you put live sports on Hulu.
Yeah,
you could. Okay, so Hulu with live TV, they do this for serious because they already own a cable company and they're about to absorb another one with Fubo.
Yeah,
right. So the ESPN issue solves itself in some way. As they, because there's already a long list of cable packages that are going to get ESPN for free at some point, and all of those cable packages will also get Disney Plus for free and Hulu for free. So they have more assets, and they're not thinking strategically here.
No.
They're just thinking, we promise you all, we have faith that Disney Plus is true.
I don't get it. You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit. Oh, I get it. No, you don't, fat.
That was Pro telling me to let culture talk.
No, all I wanted to say was, no, because you and I are agreeing. This is a great conversation. They will eliminate all that parallel delivery and all of the expense and all of the bandwidth and all of the servers and all the stuff they don't need to do. They already have it. It's easier to scale than it is to bring along another parallel delivery. That's why this whole idea of delivering ESPN flag bologna sausage, or whatever the heck Bob decided to call it, it was a terrible idea. You have everything. Stop multiplying it. Just grow it.
David Zaslav said on the Warner Brothers earnings call, they asked him, are you going to get into the theme parks? He says, we like our current arrangements. We have no intentions of getting into theme parks. By the way, Bro Bash, I wanted to share that with you. The thing he said to finish that all up was, we are going to focus on making good content. And as long as Disney is in the Disney Plus business, maybe that's not exactly what they're doing here.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, a lot of people have wondered about the possibility of like separating the two entities outright, parks and experiences and the film content, because, either one's doing badly and has to, build up the other, or vice versa and stuff like that. Wouldn't it be better if we just focused on one or the other, maybe not both?
Okay, so now you've drawn me in now, Vash. For decades, I would have said that was a terrible idea. Mm-hmm. Now it's halfway a terrible idea, because the parks company that would be split off would do fantastic and would immediately start making much better decisions for itself, because it would no longer be used as a subsidizing system to save the rest of the company. The problem is that the streaming and box office side of the company that turns into its own thing would wither and die rapidly.
Well, you'd have to perform, though. You'd have to perform.
It wouldn't.
That's the thing.
It wouldn't. They're not.
I'm not saying it would. I'm just saying there would be no safety net. You either make great content or it dies completely.
Well, it dies then, because they don't have creatives in there.
I want to throw in here is, if you rent it, if Universal had Star Wars Land, you wouldn't see Rey in those parks in a major way. You would see Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. You would see the original trilogy. You probably would see Mando. Maybe every now and then you'd see Ahsoka, but they would do it in a way where they're making money. Also,
That's a good point.
if Universal had the rights to make a Star Wars movie, there wouldn't be any of this agenda. There might be some in there, but they would make sure they get you in the seat before they try to throw that stuff in there. This is why Disney synergy does not work, because there's some corporate overlord at the top, like mom telling you who has to share and which one gets the toy next, and interfering in the process here. When the corporate synergy is more important than either division, then both entities suffer because it's not their fault, and the goal is not profitability at that point.
And that's how you got the Galaxy's Edge that we have at Disney World. You know, because if you said if you just wanted to make a successful Star Wars land, one of the first questions you would say is, okay, where are we going to put the Yoda meet and greet? Like, where's that going to go?
Yeah.
And because of the synergy, the answer is, well, he's dead, so we'll give him a ghostly audio for 5 seconds in a shop somewhere. I mean,
seriously.
Very true.
Revenge of the Sith era Anakin Skywalker. Why is he not all up in Galaxy's Edge? Do you know I was not a prequel trilogy fan, but I would love to see that character walking around. Whatever. It can be a prequel era day. It can be once in a blue moon, a sequel era day. But seriously, why are they so allergic to making money?
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.